football. It has been a wild few months here on the show. We went to Dallas for the draft. We've had amazing guests, and yeah, we moved into this awesome new studio too, guys. That happened. So as we get closer to the 2018 kickoff, we wanted to look back at some of the best of the breakfast table. But first, let's kick things off with the latest headlines and breaking news from LA.
Thanks, Kay. Good morning, everybody. It's been 8 years since Brett Favre last played in the NFL. His last season in 2010 for the Packers' rival, Minnesota, after Green Bay moved on to Aaron Rodgers. Favre says back then he didn't have anything in common with Rodgers, but now things have come full circle. Favre on the Will D and Tosh radio show says Rodgers, going into his 14th season, now understands what Favre went through years ago in Green Bay about grooming the next guy, saying he gets it now and has the same veteran outlook, and now sees why Favre carried himself the way that he did. Washington quarterback Alex Smith knows there won't be a honeymoon period for his new team. Instead, he's going to have to win right away. Smith recently telling NBC Washington he can't rely on the fact that it's his first year in the nation's capital and that he'll get a break on it, saying, quote, it just doesn't work that way. Julio Jones also holding out in Atlanta, but rookie receiver Calvin Ridley has been impressive during the team's recent minicamp. Safety Ricardo Allen saying Ridley is a disciplined route runner and already moves like a veteran. Allen added Ridley is, quote, the real deal. Eagles running back Jay Ajayi will go into training camp next month as the #1 option, head coach Doug Peterson telling reporters. The move takes nothing away from the other options in the backfield, but Ajayi came in last season and proved that he could handle the workload. Cowboys running back coach Gary Brown said during minicamp that Ezekiel Elliott has become more of a vocal leader on the team. Dak Prescott joined NFL Total Access Wednesday and said he's seen a change in the third year back as well.
He's been a leader, and it's something that we've needed coming into this offseason with the departures we've had. And he's been a leader at practice. I mean, just showing players, showing young players the way to practice, the way to finish runs. And then he talks, and when he gets to talking, guys listen because of the success he's had and because success he continues to have. So I expect a big year out of 2021.
James Harrison may have retired from the NFL, but he's still doing wild workouts, as if bench pressing 150-pound dumbbells wasn't hard enough. Harrison adding some resistance bands to make it even more difficult. Apparently, Debo's still adhering to Bill Belichick's no days off mantra. That will do it for here in Los Angeles, where we'll get back to working out. We'll get you back to the crew in New York for the best of Good Morning Football.
Did you enjoy yourself this week?
I had a great time. Last night I got a chance to go see Iceman Cometh, which was great.
Starring
Denzel Washington. Ooh. It was amazing.
Did you meet Denzel?
I didn't get a chance to meet him, man. I was a little broken up about that. Yeah. But I have to say, there was this one monologue that you told me about, like 30 minutes long, and it's like the end of the show. It was one of the most impressive monologues I've ever seen. Mm-hmm. I was like locked in, like watching. But there was one thing. There was a guy to our right who was snoring so loud during Denzel Washington's monologue. And I'm like, if he was next to me, I would have gave him a good elbow or something. But
y'all didn't call him out?
He didn't call him out. But other people, every time, and there was like a moment of silence, and you would just hear this loud. And everybody would look over like, man. Bro,
okay,
can you wake up?
Curb your enthusiasm moment. Would you not have woken him up?
Absolutely.
I 1,000% would have.
Don't act like you're not used to it. The crew guys are sleeping and snoring through our show every day.
Oh, yeah. Better throw him under the bus.
Reggie had a 35-minute monologue on the Steelers in 7A, I think. They were asleep. You know what I mean? That is a hell of a show.
Still asleep. Hey, guys.
Time for the lead block.
Lead block.
I said it, lead block, great.
Lead block?
It's the first day of June, but before we leap into next month, let us look back and discuss what we learned in the whole month of May, because now we're in June, even though it doesn't look like it outside. So, Reggie, what did you learn?
I've learned that OBJ has matured and that he's ready to be a leader on this team and in this league. I think by him showing up to the offseason workouts, the OTAs, the voluntary OTAs, let me add that in there, speaks volumes. I know he was injured last year, and he is trying to get a contract, but this to me says that he's matured. He's ready to take that next step, to not just be a great player on the field, but to be a great leader in the locker room and to help take his team to a Super Bowl.
I think it says a lot about the coach. It does say a lot about Odell, especially when you have guys, trades like Antonio Brown not showing up, Lev Bell, Big Ben, Tom Brady, Gronk, and you're like, Odell's the one that wants a contract. He's the one coming off an injury. So when he's at OTAs. He means business this year, and I like that.
And he's playfully tweeting with Saquon Barkley, embracing the young guy. It's a leadership deal. In the past, he was always this young cantankerous guy that people in the media were saying can't get a hold of him. It looks like he's taking on a different role, and you're right, maturity is the key word.
Huge.
It's good.
Love it.
What'd you
Big thing I learned. So I was in San Francisco last week doing an event with the 49ers, and I got a chance to meet with a bunch of the veteran guys. And early on in my career, I'd go into the 49ers locker room, and, like, you wouldn't talk to that offensive line. It was Mike Upati and all the big names, and they were just mean, bad dudes, and they would mock the media. And one guy I would always look at was Joe Staley, and I'm like, Joe Staley's so big and so intimidating, but I'm trying to get a quote, and it wasn't always the easiest thing to do because that team was so hardcore. I met Joe Staley at length last week, and I got to tell you, Joe Staley's one of my favorite players in the entire NFL. 33 years old, 12th season with the 49ers. This guy has protected 11 different quarterbacks with the Niners. That's Dilfer, Alex Smith, Chris Wenke, Sean Hill, J.T. O'Sullivan, Troy Smith, Cap, Gabbert, Hoyer, C.J. Beathard, and now Garoppolo. But this guy has a huge personality. Forget all the charity stuff. That alone is amazing. He's incredibly philanthropic. But watch him here, and they gave him a microphone. I can't get enough of it. It's called The Joe Show. It's on 49ers.com. And next to Good Morning Football, it might be the best sports television show you got going.
Now, if you were to give your 5 attributes that you think that you bring to the table that is something that probably no one else in the whole entire NFL brings, what would that be?
No one else in the entire NFL?
Yeah, name off the top of the head right now. Rick, come on, go on. You're a man of action or reaction?
I guess I'm being one of reaction right now. Great guy, smart.
You don't think there's anybody else in the NFL that's a great guy?
What else do I?
You don't. So you just put everybody on notice in the NFL that there's not. He's not met one guy that's nice. You are not that pretty.
No, I know. I'm not talking about my looks. I'm saying I'm probably.
It's real boisterous in the locker room right now.
I'm probably not any different than anybody else in the NFL, to be honest with you. There's not a lot of special characteristics about me.
Did you do a lot of squats when you were in college?
Yes.
What's your number one max rep?
Like 520 pounds.
That is unbelievable. Add that to the list. There's not anybody in the NFL that squats 500. Did you say 500?
You're lying right to my face.
500 pounds? This guy is a beast. Thanks for being on the show.
And that's not done. That's rookie Mike McGlinchey, who's coming in as a top 10 pick, and Staley's going to be like the mentor. Just messing with him.
I love it.
We talk about Garoppolo a lot on this show, and we're like, oh, Garoppolo, like he's some like matinee idol. Joe Staley puts him in his place. Watch this.
All right, can you take 2 minutes out of your busy schedule? Talk about this outfit that you put together this morning. What was the thought process behind this? Are you a big ripped jean guy? T-shirt, Jordan sneakers, or is this a special day for you? Talk about that.
Well, the other day I saw you come in here with ripped jeans, a collared shirt with another collared shirt underneath it.
One of them popped.
Yeah, just one. And
a fedora.
Yeah, nah, that was last.
Were the puka shells on? I was wearing
Thong sandals.
and a thong.
I didn't see that part, but yeah.
My wife did.
No comment for that one. Yeah, I saw all that and thought I had to catch up to you and try to keep up with your style.
This is what you came up with?
Yeah, this is the best I got.
All right, man. Cool. All right, go enjoy your day.
You pass the test?
Yeah, look fine.
Thanks, man.
All right, that's Jimmy. He's a cool guy.
I literally just with a coffee cup in his hand.
That's Jimmy. That's a cool guy. He also interviews Matt Breida and has him singing, and he tells Mike McGlinchey to do show tunes. The Joe Show. It's on 49ers.com. 12 years in the league. He's one of the great dudes in the league. Reggie, you played with him. Staley's the man.
He's everything that you just said. He's a riot in the locker room. We actually were in the same draft class. He actually lives in San Diego, so I keep in touch with him. But yeah, just a great guy, man. A great ambassador for the league, for the team. Yeah, he's a great guy.
Joe Staley, my new favorite player.
But do you think that he went to the front office or and to the social media person and said, I want to do this? Or do you think they were like, no, you have to?
I think this is 12 years in the locker room of being that guy, them saying, you're better than people on TV. Like, you're hilarious, dude. Do
that
it.
stuff with McGlinchey, that was a classic chop busting. Giving a guy a hard time. Just messing with him. He was so good at it. I loved it.
Okay, here's what I learned this month. I learned that, I already know that Peter Schrager is an igniter. Okay. He's an energizer. He is caffeine to some of these NFL players. But what I learned is that I do believe the Tampa Bay Buccaneers might make it far into the playoffs, maybe into the Super Bowl, because I know Peter Schrager. I'm going to take this back to Peter and the Super Bowl winning Philadelphia Eagles. Not on the night they won the Super Bowl, even when they made it to the postseason. This is not Jimmy Graham. This is Brandon Graham. Was it during the postseason?
Divisional round after they beat the Falcons, yeah.
Yeah, you weren't there, but you kind of were. Take a look.
I got something for Peter Schrager. You wrong again. I guess you ain't never played football. The Eagles can't do what? Peter Schrager. Yeah, you better believe it. And I'm just happy that, everybody was against it, and we went out there and proved them wrong once again, and we're going to do it again next week.
How much did it motivate you that you were underdogs in your own house?
Man, it felt so good because we worked our butt off this year, and we're not going to, let up. And, you got to beat us. And I'm just happy that, we came together. And like I say, Peter Schrager, you was wrong. Good Morning Football, y'all don't need to have that boy on there no more because he was wrong.
God, it's the best.
All right, so then fast forward to the Super Bowl. Didn't want to show this yet, but he fumbled it. He of course has.
Of course. The game
when you needed him, he came through. Brandon Graham rips the football out of the hands of Tom Brady. They finally hit Tom Brady, and Barnett comes up with the football. Hold on.
It worked. Triggs, it worked. And we don't even need to go into the fact that you said nothing bad about Brandon Graham. It was actually like a miscommunication. He thought it was Kyle doing like a sarcastic
rant.
He was giving them a rub. She's like, you guys can't win. And Doug Peterson showed them this, and they also thought Kyle was a long story.
It was deep.
But Reggie,
it's like Inception.
Reggie, none of it matters because Brandon Graham was so charged up by Peter Schrager, saying that he went on and he gave Tom Brady the business when the defense wasn't doing anything all game long and won a Super Bowl. So this is you're an igniter.
I know.
You are.
It's a hateable face.
Guys, yes. No,
or punchable.
No, you stimulate. You rouse up these guys.
He does.
And I have no doubt that he'll do it with Gerald McCoy because Gerald McCoy. I don't even know which one we have. Do we have Gerald McCoy?
I bet we do. It was on our own show, right?
I would assume
right,
it's new trash.
Here's Peter on the Buccaneers.
I'm looking at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They went from being an overpriced, inflated bunch of softies to now having one of the angriest, meanest defenses in the league. They said, let's go into the woods.
They're camping.
We're going camping.
Not glamping.
We're going camping, and the guy that's going to lead our way is a trade that they made, Jason Pierre-Paul, with a nice chance to redeem himself and show this city here in New York, hey, I ain't done, and I've got more to show.
Yeah, I have to, I'm here to defend Tampa. That's why I have on this Batman hoodie. Peter, we got some stuff to talk about, man.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Let's do it. What do we got? Because I know what I think you're saying. I called the Tampa Bay defense last year.
Wait, hold up. Let me get this right. Overpriced, inflated softies. I want to know who you talking about.
No, Gerald. You know you are always exempt on that list. That is not you.
Hey.
There are certain guys on that team who are no longer there. The guys have moved on, and they're giving you the help around you now.
Yeah.
And Gerald McCoy, you finally have the confidence on the defensive line. I was giving you love.
All right, we had to clear some things up before we have some fun on this show.
Tell me that Gerald McCoy isn't going to have an MVP season now because Peter's inciting him and catalyzing that to happen.
I can see him walking off the field already at divisional round.
That's what I learned.
You might need you to say something bad about the Cavs right now so they can go in there and get
You didn't even say anything bad about him. That's the funny part.
I didn't. Obviously, Gerald McCoy's exempt. That guy's an all-pro. I'm talking about the guys around there paying. That said, it's been a while since we've seen the Buccaneers in the playoffs. Whatever works, Gerald.
Introducing the new 2018 Ford F-150. With best-in-class towing, best-in-class payload, and best-in-class torque. The F-150 lineup has the capability